You know, once spring hits in Michigan, we start getting a lot of sunlight in what should be the sleeping hours of the day. So that's why I got this curtain rod right here. It's gonna help me black out a window in my room. So let's take it out, get a look at it, and then install it. As you can see, it comes in a pretty nice box. So in the box, you're going to get 2 of these brackets right here, and this is how they are. It's one solid piece. You can't twist that off or alter this in any way. The bar is just going to screw onto here. You get 2 of these. You get 2 metal rods, an inner rod and an outer rod. And on this outer rod right here, you'll find this plastic end piece. I believe that is used to just reduce friction when you are sliding them together. And inside the hardware bag, you're going to get a one-sided instruction manual, as well as the set of hardware, which includes 4 screws and 4 drywall mounts. My first opinion is that I really like this metal because it's a rust-resistant steel. That means we can use it in a lot of different ways and environments. It also is textured and it has like a distressed feel. It's kind of cool. It's a light but strong material. Overall, it's less than 1.5 pounds, but it feels really tough. Like there's no way I'm going to be able to bend it like this, for example. And of course, I appreciate that these are wrap-around brackets. That means when it's up against the wall and the curtain's on it, it's going to wrap all the way around and block out sunlight from coming from the side. So the inner rod looks to be about a 1/2 inch wide, and the outer larger rod appears to be about 5/8 inches wide. If placed as closely together as possible, from one end of that bracket to the other end of this bracket is about 30 inches. If you extend them out from the outside of the bracket to the outside of the bracket, it's about 54 inches. So if you're hanging a curtain on this, the grommets need to be at least 5/8 of an inch to get the outer bar through. You can see here that this is going to stick off the wall about 3 1/4 of an inch. The diameter of the bracket is roughly 2 3/8 of an inch, which gives us a circumference of diameter pi, 7.46 inches. So these brackets have 2 holes in them, so what I'm going to do is just install the top hole first on each side, and then make sure I have the rods straight before actually drilling in the second hole. Put a little marking right there. I'm gonna drill a hole right there, and then just put the screw right into that, and then get it set up on both sides. So I'm gonna put the screw through here now. Now from my perspective, that looks pretty good. We're gonna put a curtain up on it and see how it looks real quick before doing the final screws. I think it looks really good, and as you can see, it's holding everything up, and I only have half the screws in, so let's get the rest of them in real quick. I'm gonna be a little more careful this time because there's some metal here, so I'm just gonna be real gentle going in. So most of the screws held. One of them did not though. So what we're gonna do here is take the drywall anchor. We're gonna put it into this little hole right here. I'm gonna push it in as far as we can. Not easy, get it in there as far as we can. And then we're gonna hammer it in the rest of the way and then put the screw into it. So let's do that. There we go. There we go. Now it's nice and solid. Okay, now we're gonna get the rods on. We're gonna do that by inserting the small one into the plastic end of the big one, making sure both of the ends with the screws are on the outside. Then we're going to screw this one here. We're gonna add the curtain. Look, you can see already that it's holding everything up just with one thing mounted in there. Keeps it nice and straight for you. Nice and easy to install. Get the second one in. And even though it doesn't have a weighted bottom, you can see that it still hangs really well and it still slides really well as well back and forth. If you wanted to in the middle here, you could add an additional support hook if that's something that you really wanted to do. And you can see that I can give it a little pull here and it's not going anywhere. So this is nice and solid. So I think this curtain rod is good for any DIYer like myself who just wants to black out a room or create an insulatory effect. It's also good for anyone who wants to hang anything from the ceiling because you can do the same installation except just on the roof if you want to do it like that. It's also good for anyone who just wants a nice kind of stylish way to hang up a curtain rod that's also rust-free. And if there are any negatives to it, I would say that when I first looked at it, I thought that I would probably need longer wall screws, but I always think that and I am always wrong.